Hi and welcome to another narration presented by yours truly, Cryptids Roost. I have now shortened the oral intro, but you will find more information in the outro at the end of the video instead. Let's just take a moment's silence for all the haters. That's enough. Be sure to check out the blooper reel at the end of the video, followed by the end screen where you'll find more videos listed. So grab your coffee, sit back and enjoy the show. And don't forget, where fear is, happiness is not. We have a great alternative for you today. Rather than a creepypasta, we have a subscriber submission on a real-life cryptid encounter. Not a full-blown sighting, but an encounter nonetheless of an unknown cryptid. Our subscriber, MAXIMOWHO, sent this to me via email, and it is titled Swamp Monster Wants a Sleepover. It was spring of 1998. I had recently moved to Kitty Hawk, North Carolina from Richmond, Virginia to live with two people I worked with in a kitchen. As I told you before, the dude, Jed, my housemate, was a Navy guy and a native to the Outer Banks, so he knew all the great fishing holes and wasn't easily shaken. Mind you, this guy was in the First Gulf War and had seen other action. One day we headed out to the marsh, which is really just what I call the bayside of the island, as that's what it is, to do some fishing. I grew up in a town called Long Beach, New York, which is a barrier island in itself, so I was familiar with the vernacular of beach to bay. Anyway, I was new to the area and didn't know what was there, but the spot was your basic Andy Griffith looking scene. It looked almost like the spot on the old TV show too, in fact, except there was a really long wooden dock, maybe 50 to 75 feet long, with huge 12-foot tall reeds running the full length of the dock on the right side, and they shot straight out into the water. So we pull up, take out our gear and head out onto the dock, maybe halfway out, and before we can cast a line, we started hearing these insanely loud splashes and what sounded like the swimmer's strokes if they had massive arms and kept smashing them and their massive chest down on the water, while simultaneously moving back and forth along the reeds. This went along the length of the reeds and dock, just on the opposite side of the reeds, and it must have run the length 3 times. It was so goddamn scary that it wasn't long before Jed started freaking out. See, I wasn't sure that it wasn't an alligator, which would have been scary too, because whatever was just beyond the reeds, no more than 8 feet away, must have been massive, judging by the amount of noise coming from there. It couldn't have been more than 1 or 2 minutes of those noises when Jed said, "Let's get the hell out of here," and so we left. And that was the last Jed heard of that thing too. I'll explain why. Cut to several hours later and we're all home. Like I said in the previous email, a huge lightning storm came in, and I want you to try and picture this scene. Our condo was also on the bayside and less than a football field away from the field where the Wright brothers had their famous flight. The back of the condo faced the woods, the same woods connected to the bay and that marsh. My bedroom was on the 2nd floor and facing the backwoods with a patio running off my room. It had 2 big back door windows that I could look out of the yard and woods from if I was in bed. Not long after the storm kicked up, I started to hear what sounded like a huge being swinging around in the trees outside of the door windows, just off the back door that ran from my bedroom. Pretty cool setup I had there. So I'm hearing this really loud, violent swinging and branches breaking, and at first I thought it was just thunder, as there was a lot of that happening, but it got so violent out there that I ended up frozen in fear. Understand, I don't just get that scared in general, Carl. I mean, it sounded like heavy equipment in the background, but that was impossible as the woods were immediately beyond our tiny backyard and the land ran straight downhill just past our fence. So it was crazy having anyone or anything in those trees, since the tree branches directly across from me outside were actually 20 or so feet off the ground. Now we had the air conditioning running, central air, and that really dampened the noises coming from outside. Jed and Laura had their room across the hall from me. It had no windows in it and they didn't hear the storm. Nevertheless, whatever stalked us home was having a fit outside in it. Laugh out loud. Like I said, I was frozen from fear, so I never did look out the window. Something told me that that thing wanted me to look, and that it wanted to see me too. And so it will forever remain a mystery. The next morning, I told the other two what happened, but they weren't very responsive to what I was saying. Not even Jed, who was scared away from fishing by that thing. Not even after I pointed out all the broken branches out back. I forgot to tell you about the branches broken off way up in the trees. I'm talking 30 to 40 feet high and really thick, robust and long tree branches, snapped off like beef jerky and tossed about the place like toothpicks. The violence that occurred to cause all that damage must have been immense, but nobody but I took note of it. I moved out not long after due to Laura wanting to get busy with me and me being a loyal friend to Jed, but that's inconsequential, haha. On a further note about the town before this happened, I'd walk around there at night and always felt like I was being watched every damn time. And then this happened. Go figure. Anyway, that's my unknown swamp monster story. If any other details come to mind, I'll send them right out to you, bud. Oh, please don't mind my grammar. That's brain damage for you, but not a big deal. Just another crazy story, but not paranormal or anything. Obviously, I don't have the mind for writing this as it should be told. It's hard for me to tell this and put it into an attractive form to read, but you have 100% permission to take artistic license and do what you like with it. I'm sorry that it's so sloppy, but it leaves opportunity for you to create your own masterpiece as you do, and as you would word it. You have permission to use sounds, music and dialogue, how, if or when you see fit, and also my name if you so desire, but it's not necessary. Let me know if I can be of any further assistance with this, and if you like it, I've got some other crazy experiences along the lines of unknowns and mysterious shit you might want to hear, including the time I woke up in my girlfriend's bed with 3 goddamn aliens standing next to us. True fucking story, bro. I just don't think much about it, but it happened. And only a year or so before this double event took place, come to think of it. You sure jogged my memory asking me to tell this. Also, I'm really flattered that you would tell this. I really appreciate you taking interest in this account. I honestly thought this story would die with me after 25 years. Laugh out loud. Thank you so much for listening, and if you decide this is just too sloppy to tell, I'll understand that too, as it is pretty sloppy. I haven't written in years and need practice. And I hope you all enjoy the following blooper reel. Except there was a really long wooden dock. Understand I don't just get that scared in general, Carl. Now, we had the air conditioning running, central air and all that. And that really dampened the noises coming from outside. Nevertheless, whatever stalked us home was Nevertheless, whatever stalked us home was having a fit outside in it. But that's inconsequential, haha. Hey family, please be so kind as to throat punch the like button and smack the ass of the subscription button as well. And remember to chokehold that notification bell and then select all. That way you'll receive all notifications each time I upload a new video. And by subscribing, you'll be the first to see all of our new spooky creepypasta stories. Many thanks for your email encounter, Maximo. I would love to see what else you have. I'm sure everyone else would enjoy them too. I have pretty much left your email as you sent it, with just a few minor alterations. It's not too badly written, to be honest, brother. I would just like to say a very big thank you to all of the authors that I have worked with and all the ones that I will work with in the future. So thank you all, my brothers and sisters. If you too have had a cryptid encounter or have written a creepypasta story and would like me to narrate it for you, you can email it to me on cryptidsroost@gmx.com. If you would prefer to stay anonymous, I will undoubtedly respect your wishes. And why not hashtag cryptidsroost in your comments? If you would like to support the channel, I have now an account at buymeacoffee.com. You can send your coffee donations, big or small, to that site. Link is below, or via paypal.me/cryptidsroost. And don't forget to check out the end screen, see above. That will also list some more videos in my back catalogue. Take care everyone, and I hope you all have a wonderful and peaceful night. And don't forget, where fear is, happiness is not.